we used to have large fights.
You couldn't even stand up.
They used to be that thick with fuse. And
We
you
got
gotta have,
every night it was that.
you gotta have gallons of degreaser and super hot water, and halfway through the goddamn thing, the water would get cold. So you have to wait for water. Yeah, I finally give that to Johnny Mills, and that's bad. We were getting like $17,000 a month as subcontractor. But we were driving 57 miles one way.
Oh, we from Boca to there.
So
yeah,
I give,
see, if you do pick up jobs like that, it's gonna be more local.
I give it to Johnny. I give it to Johnny. He lasted about 3-4 years. The guy called me up to the select board. We put it in Johnny's name. He said, "Do you want to fire your son? Or you want me to?" He had him on camera. Johnny took Jesse. And they had a bar. And they were in there having a party. Johnny was a bartender, and he was serving everybody all the booze, and they were having water fights and shit. And, oh yeah. So, and he was making good money for it. He didn't have a job, didn't have to hook him up with it. That's for 3 weeks. He done $1,000. He went into that Chelsea. She bought a bunch of $25 different.
Hey, don't do anything. Do anything. What we got, if you do anything. Oh. I never see them.
She called him right after we had her come down to the kind of number. And she called him back and she wanted to know, could you take, I got a couple days of garbage. And I told him, I was like, no. They're not hauling anymore, they're nasty, stinky garbage.
Here a couple months ago. And she doesn't know what here David said that a couple days ago. I went back and down there. I got a lot of room in the back of the sheets down and packed them in like that. You know, and so she called me 2 days ago. When are you gonna get on the train? Well, I don't know. I said, well, David will be home soon. David called me and says,
Well, when he was over for coach, he mentioned to me about Billy already has benefit. And he mentioned, could he go with Billy and help Billy along the trail and show this is garbage time? And I said, well, the trail's already full. And how many bags does she got? And he said, I don't know. And he goes, well, maybe 4. Yeah, and then no more was said about it. But as far as I'm living there, honest to God, no, I think when I got to you, I said that she's still living. I didn't know.
Well, she works.
You never ever see her.
She's in there.
Yeah, oh, okay.
And then Elena, she'll be home. She doesn't even answer the door. She won't take the extra phone. She'll be home just like with that.
Yeah, that's what David said. Well, anyway, David was working over there. And she called a couple times and talking about water. Well, that's really when I questioned her on the court. And she sat out there and she sat for me all afternoon. I was surprised.
No, I don't like
No.
I just said that.
Oh, we can
They're
take her
like
up the house.
strip of the tail.
They're just
Well, I'm not gonna do a taxi. You know, if we
we're
have to.
going down the corner or something to get groceries for ourselves,
Yeah,
and
right
she
down
needs some, go, but we're not making a special trip.
No, know, and he's not over there that much. But, well, anyway, so she came over, and she sat there, and I stayed home when it was, you know. And I never seen her come, I never seen her go over there or nothing. I don't see anything. Well, she said she was doing good, and a couple like, what do you mean about? Yeah, right there, bud. A couple of nights later, David came over and said, "You Carol, come over."
Oh, really?
And she did. Well, she, like I said, and that's the first place. Weird.
Hey, Dave, you there? Pick up. Dave. I'm over to Mary's if you're there. Like,
And like I said, that's the first I've seen her. I bet you in 3 or 4 years. And I probably won't see her again for another 3 or 4 years, right?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we better get married to
Now we'll walk up. You want more coffee?
We gotta figure out where to put them.
Okay, yeah,
We,
now this is it. Do you want to go over there and plant today, or what?
Yeah, I got my truck full of stuff. I got some stuff there for you too.
Okay, but how you get the backyard? I got the front mold.
Well, what I'll do, where we put this mold up to and I'll trim them right in.
Okay, okay.
Now listen, when I get ready to bring my birds, you have to show me because I gotta put 2 little uprights in the ground. Cause I got the log cabin bird for death. Well, I got them on a board that wide, and they're mounted on the board. And I got 2 2x4 uprights coming out of the ground. They look like real log cabins. He made them right here. That's all I got left of it. So I gotta put 2 uprights in the ground. So I gotta just take my bar, show me where the lines are, so I don't hit a water line or something. You know what I'm saying? I got them in the bait, and I'll put them up.
Yeah, we'll go over the lines, and as far as I'm concerned, you can put them down anywhere you want to, but don't be surprised if somebody from the town says something, because of bears. They put a restriction out there. Now, you put them up, you know, if anybody, 9 times out of 10, nobody's gonna say a word. But, because bears. But like I said, you put them up. Because 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna hear anything. But if you do, don't be surprised. But I doubt if you really, you know, they really don't sell the Anderson Colt. Anybody that goes to check it out, never come in with it. So like I said, 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna have nothing. But if you do,
Every place we live
she's the last place, and then you go out on the seasonal road that takes you home to the reservoir road. So she's kind of right out in the woods. But she had such, and she loves it. And she had such a problem with bears. She got BBC up there. Well, it's the worst thing she could have done. Because they turned everything on her. They didn't go to the restaurant. So she told them to get the hell out of there. She didn't know why it was listening. She's never called them again.
more or less, they'll come down into town for garbage. And if they happen to see a bird food, they'll get it. I know a girl, that woman up there by the board farm. She used to take this dyed chocolate and mix honey and all this shit with it nuts. And she was actually feeding the bears.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were out in the dark water. She was feeding the bears. There was 5 or 6 of them, mom and cubs and all that. And I told her, I said, you know, you just asking for trouble. Oh, but they're so friendly. Well, she quit putting the shit out for a while, and they come and rip the freaking screen door right off, trying to get the house, get something in there, just feeding them. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we do have them. You know, they've been out back, and they need some.
Well, you remember Wesley, don't you?
And she what?
Well,
Right up the street.
when I lived in Oakville,
Oh my
they had a
God.
trailer,
Walked right up
my
the
trailer
street
sitting on a private lot up
and turned at the yellow house and went in the backyard.
Oh my God.
But,
Jason
you know,
and,
that's kind of,
Wesley,
I think it's almost late fall time. I know,
In
I've
the
seen them out there in the summer.
Or when they're trying to
came
feed
home
up
just
outside.
before dark. Pulled in the driveway, got a
Have
certain
you ever had a
driveway.
problem with
On a tree.
what should we do?
And I pulled in the driveway,
I never had a problem.
I shut the lights off,
no.
and we had a little security light
I
right in
really
front of
want to do something
deck.
different, but the way Amy
And this
works out,
goddamn bear, so we got the smaller one, it's about
Right, that's
and then we use them out.
bad ones that stand up by the
No,
corner of my
I'd
truck.
rather do something different.
Well, the boys, big ass white hunters they were, they said, we're gonna get that bear. So they jumped out of, I'm not listening to this, they jumped out of the car and they chased this bear. Well, they chased the bear across the road, and across the road there was a big bank and a creek. And there was a big tree out there with a water rush under it. And that was a bear. They chased that little bear down there, and they ran right for it face first, just like that. And they come running back, screaming that stuff. I said, well, lucky you asked the dog, you know.
Over there at the house. Right there.
And it's gonna get a lot quieter across the room.
Grandma's there.
Amy will do
She's
that.
been going a lot. Go lots and we did it a couple of years. And all these people, and they go, oh, look, the bear was getting underneath.
Hey, where's Mama? You know?
I said, and I mean, that bear
I
was only
understand that you done.
about that big, so you knew Mama wasn't too far away.
She probably watched it.
And I said, people are taking their little kids over.
Oh,
Oh, look at the bear, look at
And,
where we're living, we got all kinds of critters. We got coyotes,
still with
my shop
you know, his hands up.
is down across the road for years. These cars.
He's done all the maintenance on it.
I picked the dog out.
Yeah,
Which
which they got from the heating system. But,
Look, I'm almost at spaghetti.
I know he had plates this big.
Oh, yeah. This one's 12, and this one's 7.
Billy, what are you doing?
I'm just going around the house and get that dishwasher out there real quick.
Oh, okay. Bobby and Linda's gonna do planting across the street today.
Okay.
And then they brought me some copies to put in my houses.
This is little ones.
You gonna put them out by the outhouse, you said?
They
Yeah.
have such funny names.
What I wanna do is get them out there and do away with mowing around the house.
Yeah.
They should take off, but